your tickets today at thecognizantclassic.com.
The sorry part about the Chris Paul story is basketball quit on him before he left the game.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man, your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is your boy Theo Dorsey. This is Theoretically Speaking. It is a feel-good Friday. A feel-good Friday and not a football Friday because, well, football season is over. February 13th, 2026. We got a lot of motion today. Of course, we have Todd Fleming coming in at 3 o'clock for the happy hour, talking about the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches, as well as playing a little Who Missed the Cut. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, so it is officially Valentine's Day weekend. Love is in the air. Love is in the atmosphere. It's around us. But there's a lot of love lost when it comes to the career of, the legacy of, and now the fall off of none other than the man that we once called the point god, Chris Paul. We learned an hour or so ago today that Chris Paul is retiring from the NBA, 21 years in the league. It's not a news flash to us that it's happening this year. We've known for quite some time. It is a news flash that it's happening now, and a lot of that has to do with the fact that he is no longer able to contribute to winning basketball. I mean, we are never going to see him in a Raptors uniform, but he officially retired a Toronto Raptor because he got dealt at the deadline. This is, I always talk about it is so important for athletes, the way they enter the public appearance, the way they come onto the scene, the way that they enter the stage. Also, what we believe of them to be during their prime. And then sometimes, most importantly, it's the exodus. It's the fall off. It is the dismount that you remember an athlete by. And when you gauge a guy like Chris Paul, the prime and the peak was very high. The issue is it also coincided with a era and a culture that is centered around championships, and he goes 21 years with no championships, and worst of all, his last 3 or 4 years whilst chasing that elusive ring were absolutely abysmal, forgettable, and I would say downright this past year felt a little bit desperate at times. But Chris Paul retires. He's for sure a locked-in future Hall of Famer. He is one of my favorite players of this generation of basketball, and I still do believe, despite him never getting the glory, never getting the championship, never getting the ultimate prize, he's always going to go down to me as one of the top 10, and maybe even he's right hovering around top 5 point guards of all time in the NBA. And I'll give my list a little later on. C-Katt's on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos on this Feel Good Friday. And C-Katt, how do you consume the news that Chris Paul is stepping down?
I consume the news by reading this one line and this one line only.
Okay.
Chris Paul signed a 1-year, $3.6 million deal to return to the Clippers for the 2025-2026 season. He averaged 2.9 points and 14.3 minutes per game. That's a nice life to live, man. $3.6 million to be cheeks. I don't care if it's pro basketball.
Yeah.
His reputation precedes him. That was a name contract, not a production contract.
It was supposed to be a retirement tour. And he did a lot of things to signal to people, hey, this is the last you're going to see of CP3. Enjoy me while it lasts. I knew it was all over with before it was even announced this was his last year. I knew it was over with when I was sitting down on the couch this offseason before the NBA season tipped off, watching, I believe, a Love is Blind reunion tour with the wife. And out of nowhere breaks out a free throw competition hosted by none other than Chris Paul. The hell is this dude doing here? No mention of State Farm, no mention of any of his, many ad partners and people he does commercials for. No, it was just Chris Paul doing a gig, a free throw routine, a free throw competition on a Love is Blind reunion, and that is when I knew, oh my God, it's not almost over, it's over.
Yeah, he, like you said, he did not choose to leave basketball. Basketball chose to leave him, and he held on for dear life to this league.
Yeah.
He went to Toronto, didn't play a game, right? And then retired as a Toronto Raptor?
Yeah, so when he got traded to Toronto, the first thought was that he would, and it was a 3-team deal. The Clippers got rid of him. He wasn't playing for Ty Lue. They actually asked him to step away from the team at some point because things clearly went awry. So when he gets to the Raptors, the idea was they would waive him or trade him before the deadline, and he would go and try to finish out his career on another team, try to get that one last ring chase, try to pull the Gary Payton, which it worked out for GP in 06 with the Miami Heat. But remember, GP tried it the first time around in 04 with the Lakers, and it did not go well. So he's not the first person to try and cement a Hall of Fame career with a championship on the end. And there's swings and misses, and then there's swings that go right out of the park. And I have to admit, the difference between a guy like Chris Paul and others who have done it is people just don't like CP3. They just do. He is just one of the more unlikable figures in the history of the NBA, and it did not help that it coincided with the social media era and with the 24/7 news cycle and with all of his antics and his little guy antics to try to not cheat the rules, but toe that line, all of it getting broadcast. And then also he just is a bit of sometimes he can be a bit of an honorary dude. But when I think about guys who just dictated the flow of a basketball game, was a master facilitator, was, despite being 6 foot, oftentimes the best player on the court. And on top of that, I will never forget, I believe it was the 08 season, when he was with the New Orleans Hornets at the time, with David West and Peja Stojakovic and Tyson Chandler. And they not only were they one of the best teams to play with in NBA Live, they were also an extremely good team on the basketball court. I'll never forget the opening round series that those Hornets had against the Dallas Mavericks, led by Jason Kidd, who is also known to be one of the great point guards of this generation. And time again, CP was going right after him, was scoring on him, was clamping him up, was barking in his face. It was very reminiscent of what we saw Anthony Edwards do, not this past year, but the year before, in the face of Kevin Durant and LeBron James and stuff as he was eliminating them from the playoffs. It was very reminiscent of that, where this young guy on the scene, I believe that was Chris Paul's second or third year in the league, was taking on a legend head on, dominating him, and telling him about it. I remember the broadcast showing it in slow-mo as CP was trotting back after a bucket, yelling, "You can't hold me. He can't guard me," to Jason Kidd at the time, when J. Kidd was at the top. That was CP3 as we were introduced to him as a basketball public. And he had this long, tumultuous career full of expectations and disappointments, a lot of times in the playoffs. And it's funny because he was 6 foot tall, going through postseasons in which he had to go through other guys who had just as much talent but a lot more size and athleticism. And he still oftentimes was right there in the fight. We think about even that Warriors dynasty. What was the one team that pushed them to the brink time and time again? It was the Chris Paul Rockets. The Chris Paul Clippers got the Spurs. They clipped the Spurs at one point and gave them a lot of fights early in the Western Conference playoffs. CP is never going to get the full credit he deserves because he never got a championship. But as we learned today of his retirement from the NBA, it just further underlines to me how important it is to fall off gracefully from a career and how much people remember you from your last days in a uniform. And Chris Paul's last days in a uniform, oof. So, people talk about the washed highlights that you play to the R&B music. That's been CP for 5 years, and that's sad.
Yeah, you have a lot of examples of washed CP tape. You legitimately have, for Kevin Garnett, you just had the Brooklyn Nets photo shoot. Where that's when he got introduced to the big three in that new look Brooklyn team.
That was bad.
But for Chris Paul, it is just, you could go, he was good in 3 uniforms?
Yeah, he was good with
4.
the Hornets.
I'll give him, he was good with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah, you know what? That is going to be a forgotten season for Chris Paul. He brought them to the playoffs.
So he was good there.
And he taught Shai Gilgeous-Alexander how to be a pro and how to be a more cerebral guard. He's never going to get enough credit for how he helped develop Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in that Oklahoma City Thunder uniform. People forget that era. People forget that time in general of Shai being with CP and them having that surprise playoff year. But he was good in that uniform.
So he was good in that uniform. He was good as a Clipper the first time around, of course. He was good with the Houston Rockets when it was kind of odd. Before we actually saw James Harden and Chris Paul play together, it was kind of that there's only one ball.
Yeah.
And then it worked. And they were one game away from taking down the Golden State Warriors in that Western Conference Finals. But Spurs, he was a Warrior. Forgot about that.
Man, that was weird. That was very.
When was that?
You just reminded me of that. That was that didn't happen. That was a fever dream. And that's the thing about Chris Paul.
He's a Phoenix Sun too.
He was a Sun. He was a part of that miserable Suns team. But then again, he had the one spike year. Remember, his first year, I believe, with the Suns. Wasn't that the year they made the finals against Giannis?
Okay.
And he was in the MVP voting. Yeah, he finished 5th in the MVP voting that year and helped the Suns to the NBA Finals. That year, he shot 93% from the free throw line, his best of his career. He averaged 16 points a game and just under 9 assists. He was really good for a really long time. He was 35 years old that year. At 6 foot tall, still one of the best players in the NBA. See, like, if I talk today just about Chris Paul retiring ringless, and if I said, yes, this is the end of the era, he goes off silently into the abyss as a Toronto Raptor, it could be easily made a punchline. But he had a damn good career. Like, when it comes to his career versus Russell Westbrook's, I know Russ has the MVP. I know he also has a finals appearance. I probably would still take Chris Paul's. I think Chris Paul was a better overall point guard for his career.
Yeah, I bet if you, like, sometimes box scores can lie, and if you just look on Pro Basketball Reference and look at these seasons, I think it would actually do him more justice than the actual PR he had while in the league.
Yeah. Terrible PR play.
And sometimes the opposite, right? Like, you can just not watch the game last night. People will talk about how good X player was, and then you won't watch the game. Instead, you'll go to the box score and be like, oh, what are you talking about? He shot 35% from the field.
Yeah.
And, like, you just argue with people in that way because the numbers are facts, but contextualized, they can lie. But with Chris Paul, I feel like uncontextualized, they work really well for him.
Yeah. When it comes to all-time point guards, Magic Johnson, Steph Curry, Isaiah Thomas, not the Celtics one. That should go without saying, but you have to clarify for some people of this generation. Oscar Robertson. And this is another controversial one to me, though, but he's above John Stockton. He's above John Stockton to me as a point guard. So where he falls on that list, I think it's going to be hard to put him into the top 5. I know there's 4 definitive guys that you always have to have over him. The Big O, Magic Johnson, Steph Curry, Isaiah Thomas. After that, there's a lot of room for debate between guys like Jason Kidd, guys like John Stockton, guys like Russell Westbrook. And here's the biggest issue we're going to run into as an NBA public as we talk about these things for generations to come. 25 years from now, what was Luka Doncic? Was he not a point guard? 25 years from now, what was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? Pretty much a point. Like, how do you get – what was James Harden? Even he grew into this league as a shooting guard, but when you look at the way in which he controlled the pace of the game, even when he played alongside Chris Paul played more off the ball than James Harden did. Like, we have moved into a generation now of positionless basketball, so these top 5 debates specified on positions are starting to get a little bit antiquated. But, like, also, what the hell was Magic Johnson at 6'9" posting dudes up,
Right. I was about to say, now you just got to go into 2 buckets. You've got bigs and you've got guards, right? Is that kind of what basketball is right now?
A lot of times when people want to have these debates, especially like in the barbershops or on sports talk radio shows, they'll go like little guys, wings, and bigs. So small guy, like you wouldn't consider Magic Johnson in the small guy.
But then the big guys started shooting threes, and now it's like, okay, we can't. There's
right, but it's still a different category. Like it.
Yeah,
I can't compare. I can't have an honest conversation and compare Magic Johnson versus Steph Curry. It's just 2 different basketball players, 2 completely different styles, 2 completely different frames. Bring 2 different things to the table on both sides of the ball. It is not genuine to have a conversation about who's the greatest point guard of all time between Magic and Curry because they play the game in two specifically different ways. But I can have a conversation about Curry and Paul and Isaiah Thomas and Allen Iverson if you want to call him a point guard. But then again, he was more so considered a shooting guard when he was in the league because he was a score first. It just gets way too complicated these days. It really does.
Yeah, I think it's going to go to – and you're going to have to just deal with the Magic versus other point guards comparison because it's got to be just guards versus bigs.
Right, yeah. But and then there has to be room for wings. Like LeBron, where does LeBron fall if you just go guards and bigs? He's a wing, but he really plays like a guard.
Yeah.
It is an issue. You see where we have the issue now. Like we are in the age of positionless basketball, and positions are really, and Jalen Rose used to talk about this a lot, positions are really there for people with more novice basketball brains to more easily talk about the game. You know, which I will accept myself as being part of that subculture. It is way easier for me to have this discussion if I'm able to say that's a point guard, that's a shooting guard, that's a small forward, that's a power forward. Okay, these guys are better than those. But for Chris Paul, he was the first player in NBA history to score 20,000 points and have over 10,000 assists. He also led, as we already outlined, several teams to deep runs or to playing over the level of performance that we assume that they had in them. And when you look at his resume, 12-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA, 2-time Olympic gold medalist, the 06 Rookie of the Year, a member of the NBA's 75th anniversary team, 9 all-defensive teams for Chris Paul. The dude has a very impeccable resume, and the dude is going to be a first-ballot Hall of Famer. No Belichick. And I also think that for Chris Paul, his basketball legacy is greater than the way in which we will talk about it or consume it going forward. Like because of how bad his fall off was, we're not going to remember him in as high of a light as we should. But he's one of the better basketball brains and basketball players of this generation. And he's gone. Today we learned he is retiring from the NBA. No more basketball from Chris Paul, except for maybe on the next season of Love is Blind.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like he's going to get a hosting job with the network here.
Yeah.
When I say hosting, I'm not talking about being the captain of a desk and breaking down the X's and O's of the NBA of today. I'm talking about reality television and maybe game shows. Game show I can totally see. Chris Paul hosting Minute to Win It. You can book that. That's going to happen.
What about that Dwayne Wade game show that he came out with?
The Wall?
The Square, I think it was, or
the Cube.
The Cube.
Maybe that's why I connected the dots.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could see that for sure.
I would say one other thing, too. During this back half of Chris Paul's career, as he seeked out that championship ring, as he tried the ring chase before he left the game of basketball for good, there were a couple of off seasons in which he was linked to my Miami Heat. And dare I say there would have been no better match made on this earth than putting Chris Paul in a Heat uniform, especially on the back end of his career when he could probably use that extra motivation to spend a little extra care on that body, staying in shape, but then also to play for a basketball genius like Eric Spoelstra, a maniacal organization like the Miami Heat. When you talk about caring so much about winning, like Chris Paul would have been the perfect Miami Heat basketball player at several junctures of his career, and it just never ended up happening. I think that is one of the big misses of his career, was never finding a way to take his talents to South Beach. That would have been great.
Change number, though, no, right? Like CP3? Is he okay with that?
Wait. Why would he have to change it? Oh, damn it.
I thought I was wrong for a second there. I was like, wait.
Well, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah, he would have to change it. Has he changed it before? He's had to have changed it before. All these jerseys Chris Paul's worn?
I think this 3's been vacated conveniently. Maybe that was a prerequisite in terms of like where he could go play ball.
There's no way.
He had to have the number 3 available.
Has Chris Paul never not sported the number 3?
Maybe at Wake Forest. No, I think he did wear a 3 at Wake Forest.
If Chris Paul went his whole career only wearing the number 3, then we need to talk. He's generational at something much more maniacal. We got to have a conversation. I'm looking at all the images.
And they're all 3?
Suns, 3. Wake Forest, 3. Clippers, 3.
Google AI tells me that he has maintained the number 3
Warriors,
for all
3.
seasons in his career.
Spurs, 3.
A feat and commitment to a single number matched by few in NBA history.
Rockets, 3.
LeBron couldn't do that.
Oh, my God. We've just stumbled upon something that is – I mean, is this better than having a championship?
Wait a second. Oh, the phone.
What?
You opened the door to how nice it would have been
threes.
if he went to Miami and how he would fit the culture and it would have been a match made in heaven.
It's not retired yet, is it?
The number is so synonymous with Chris Paul that he once reportedly refused to trade to the Miami Heat in 2011 because he could not wear the number 3.
Wow. Are you serious?
This was a Google AI thing, so we got to make sure we turn over every rock to make sure it's real.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I'm looking at an article right now from Black Enterprise in 2024. A recent episode of Dwayne Wade's podcast, The Why, revealed that the Miami Heat's Big 3 would have been a Big 4 if a little thing like a uniform number hadn't gotten in the way. The number 3 got in the way of the Golden State Warriors point guard Chris Paul from joining the famed trio of Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh in Miami during that team's era when they won 2 NBA championships. Paul and Wade discussed why Paul never got to wear a Miami Heat uniform when President Pat Riley was ready to trade for him. Wade wore the number 3 throughout his time with the Heat, and Paul has worn the number 3 since he stepped on an NBA court and still wears it today. When the Heat had the opportunity to get Wade during conversations between the players, they talked about all the possibilities. They discussed who would handle the ball, how to incorporate each other into plays,
More importantly,
what took place on the court. So everything's good. They're talking about all the things that come into play in a basketball game. But it took a question from Chris Paul's brother, CJ, to have all their plans crumble. Knowing that both players wore the number 3, he asked, quote, who was going to wear the number 3?
A non-starter.
That never crossed the minds of the 2 guards. Since neither wanted to give up the number 3, the trade never went through, and Paul never got to play with 2 of his Banana Boat Crew brothers. Wow. Oh, my God. That is stupid. That's stupid.
We got to
right?
hit the 23-minute dump button, and now we need to make fun of Chris Paul.
I think
and
Chris
we
Paul
need to, you could have been a part of the Heatles, and you decided a jersey number? Who's in the wrong here? I feel like Dwayne Wade's there. He gets claimed to the number 3, and Chris Paul does not. I don't care if your nickname is CP3. You have another nickname. Point God is awesome.
Is crazy good. That's a great nickname.
You can live without CP3.
Wow.
And you know what? Maybe CP33? I don't know.
No, I think that's utterly ridiculous. I do now want to know. So, in all fairness to Chris Paul, I do want to know why the number 3. I think there is a reason for it. I remember the time he has this incredible story of when he was playing high school basketball. A family member of his died that it was close to. I believe it was his grandfather. And in honor of said grandfather or uncle, or I can't remember who it was. I don't want to misrepresent this story. He scored a specific amount of points in that basketball game, and it was an impeccable amount of points, and purposely missed a free throw at the end. And the number that he scored was in representation or in love to said family member. So he is a guy that cares a lot about numbers, and he's very specific about these things. But if a number got in the way of him winning a ring, then I think it's time to turn the tables and maybe be a little bit maybe there's a reason why people are anti-CP3. That's ridiculous, C-Katt. That's ridiculous. I'm seeing a conversation with him now, right here. I'm seeing a conversation via Twitter. Him talking, Chris Paul and Dwayne Wade sitting in some very prestigious chairs with glasses of wine in front of them, talking about how a number got in the way of him being a Miami Heat.
Damn.
That's ridiculous.
You think they win more than a couple with CP3 or CP4?
I was about to say, there's no CP3.
Is he worse not wearing the number 3? Maybe you would never would have known.
It's like Samson with the hair. It's the number 3. I would say maybe they win 2011 with Chris Paul. Against the Mavericks. That would be the year. Chris Paul wouldn't have let J.J. Barea lock up LeBron.
That's a
like
good
that.
point. Oh, my God.
He would have got on his ass.
J.J. Barea in a locker.
Yeah, he would have got on his ass. Wow. Well, that changed the tenor of this conversation. Again, Chris Paul announces his retirement from the NBA today. First ballot Hall of Famer, one of the great point guards of this era, committed to the number 3, more than winning. That is literally what he's saying by that being a sticking point for him becoming a member of the Miami Heat.
There's also something else here about, he wears number 3 primarily because of his family initials. Charles Edward Paul is him. His father and his brother are CP1, CP2, and then he's CP3. A nickname that he has had since childhood.
And it was 61 points that he did score in honor of his grandfather. So, again, he cares a lot about that. It was his grandfather, who I guess was CP1. His dad, CP2, he's CP3. So, I'm not, again, when things get when you start bringing up things like that, I'm not going to intrude on.
But we might cook him right now because what did he do in the bubble? When you could change the name on the back? If you changed from Paul to something else, you're a hypocrite.
Well, everybody changed. You had to.
You had to?
Yeah.
I don't think you had to.
Everybody changed, yeah. Everybody's name
maybe
was something
societal
else.
pressure you had to, but you had to?
You can't find anybody that didn't. And also societal pressure, these are things that he cared about.
But
those are like social justice issues.
He didn't go to the Heat because he cared about his family name being passed down.
Yeah, it's different. That is so different. I mean, like, wasn't it, who was it that had education reform? I think it was Jaylen Brown. That was a fun time. I remember Gordon Hayward, there being an epic image of Gordon Hayward dunking on somebody, I believe, who was on the Milwaukee Bucks. And it was, I would have to go look it up. I know that the imaging of it was not good.
Well, I feel like all of those jerseys are going to be worth so much money. They probably already are.
It was Gordon Hayward. I forgot what the back of his jersey said, but he was dunking on someone who I believe the jersey said Black Lives Matter. And it was a brother he was dunking on.
Okay.
I got to find the picture, but it was the symbolism of it was not great.
Not when you're in the paint.
That's kind of what it was. That's kind of what it looked like. It was bad.
Equality was
his was
Chris
equality?
Paul Oklahoma City Thunder jersey.
See? Quality for all. How about orthopedic health care for all? How about that? Yeah, that's what Baptist Health Orthopedic Care does for you. They welcome you to being treated like a pro, and they want to welcome you to pro-level orthopedic care at Baptist Health. From sports injuries to everyday aches, our expert team delivers the same advanced care that is trusted by the pros. You might be dealing with some kind of pain, some soreness. C-Katt and I hit the range this morning, and I definitely know that after a couple of those swings, we did a longest drive portion there. After a couple of those swings there where I put a little too much into it and still failed, I might be feeling that in the morning. And the good people at Baptist Health Orthopedic Care can help with that. Get back to the life and the activities that you love. And learn more at baptisthealth.net/ortho. That's baptisthealth.net/ortho. Welcome to being treated like a pro. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health hotline. How will you remember Chris Paul? I'll remember him as one of the great point guards of this era. I'll also remember him as a guy who had an unceremonious fall off to his career. And there is another person in the sport of football who if he decides to run it back again, likely to mirror the absolutely treacherous fall off and exodus that we saw from Chris Paul. And I'm hoping he doesn't do so. Talking legacies, it's a Feel-Good Friday, and we got a little Who Missed the Cut later on today on Theoretically Speaking. That's C-Katt, I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
The 2 p.m. hour is presented by the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. Teeing off February 25th at PGA National. Get your tickets today at thecognizantclassic.com.
What's the Anajar and Levine difference? If you're the victim of a car crash, you will always speak to a lawyer. You'll always get the highest standard of care from our dedicated legal team, and we'll always fight to get you the maximum compensation you deserve. That's the Anajar and Levine difference. Call our legal team right now for a free consultation. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. Don't wait. Call 1-800-747-FREE.
In office, West Palm Beach.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 27 national championships, including their 3rd championship in women's soccer. Visit KUCHawks.com for the latest on the championship athletic programs at Kaiser University.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $899 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
It's Tina. You know how important it is to keep your car running. And when it comes to my car, I only trust St. Lucie Battery and Tire. They've been taking care of South Florida for over 50 years, and they're still family-owned. Need new tires? They've got all the big brands. Battery issues? They've got it. Cars, trucks, boats, RVs, and even commercial fleets. And if you ever get stuck, their 24/7 roadside emergency service is a total lifesaver. Go see my friends at St. Lucie Battery and Tire, slbt.com. They'll keep you going.
Today's tax tip is brought to you by Anshin Accountants and Advisors with Jeff Bowden, Executive Principal and leader of Anshin's Tax Department.
The One Big Beautiful Bill Act creates powerful new planning opportunities for high net worth individuals and business owners. The new tax legislation permanently increases the estate and gift tax exemption to $15 million per person, restores full expensing for domestic R&D costs, updates the Opportunity Zone and qualified small business stock provisions, and includes other changes that will impact businesses and individuals. At Anshin, a partner-owned firm since 1923, we help clients understand the intricacies of the bill and develop a plan tailored to meet their goals. If you're a high net worth individual or business owner looking to maximize tax savings, let Anshin deliver value where others can't.
For more tax tips from Anshin, visit Anshin.com. That's ANCHIN.com. Anshin Accountants and Advisors, helping you recalculate what's possible.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is Theoretically Speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
That's right. We absolutely like it. We absolutely like it, especially on a Feel Good Friday here. You know what I absolutely love? Some Duffy Sports Grill, especially on a Friday. Duffy'sMVP.com. Figure out which Duffy's is nearest to you, and then tap in on them. Make sure you do have your MVP card. Start tracking your rewards, and you can make sure that you are tapped in with the good people. You can make sure that you are accruing good points every time you get 2-for-1 drinks, or every time you try out the firecracker shrimp, one of the great starters, or the award-winning burgers or jumbo wings. The wings being tossed now in 17 different flavors. I definitely like that. And you should as well. Duffy'sMVP.com. Check them out. 80 or more television screens in every single location. And like I've told you before, you can go with the wings, you can go with the burgers. I love the Major League burger. That burger right there always does it for me. Whenever the waiter or waitress comes up to me too quick and I haven't decided yet, it's my fallback plan. It's my fallback plan. You know, like a lot of people have a fallback drink if the bartender gets to them before they've made their mind up.
Yeah.
And you just go to whatever was on the tip of your tongue. For me at Duffy's, it's Major League Burger, please. Truffle fries me too. Duffy'sMVP.com. Duffy'sMVP.com. 80 or more televisions in every location. 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. It is Duffy's. And at Duffy's, our game is always on.
I get caught like with my pants down with that often.
Yeah.
When I was growing up and I was recently 21 years old, and I still am very particular and picky when it comes to just drinks to order at a bar. I would default to Jack and Coke, and I hate Jack and Coke. But
yeah,
it's
so
the
easy to
first
say.
thing I could think of. Exactly. Jack and Coke, and you kind of sound manly for the people around you, but I would not. I take one sip, wince, and then the ice would melt and it would water and condense over, and I would never touch it again.
Yeah. And the thing is, for me, is I actually like Jack and Cokes. I remember I was probably 25, 26 or so at my sister's graduation. We were in Massachusetts. She went to what's that school? UMass.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm never rarely in Massachusetts. Random bar out in UMass, out in Amherst, I believe, Massachusetts. And I was at a bar, wasn't ready. Bartender called on me. I'm in front of my dad and my sister, who I actually don't get a lot of reps with because we didn't grow up together, and wasn't ready. Bartender calls on me, and I just, out of nowhere, and I never say this. It's usually Jack and Coke was my go-to. I asked for a rum and Coke.
Right.
And I got the rum and Coke, and as I was sipping on it to walk away from the bar, my dad pulls me to the side and was like, that bartender doesn't respect you.
Huh.
And I was like, what? What are we talking about? It's like rum and Coke. It's a simple, regular order. He was like, he said a rum and Coke. He said, whenever you order a rum and Coke, specific. I've never ordered a rum and Coke since, and I don't know why I did it that night. But he scared me off from the rum and Coke. I guess he was saying I was asking for a light liquor with a dark mixer, and bartenders chuckle under their breath when you do that.
Huh.
They find you to be an amateur.
That's interesting.
And yeah, so I've never ordered a rum and Coke since. I don't know if people drink rum and Cokes. I thought that was a normal thing to say. And anybody out there ordering rum and Cokes, apparently bartenders think less of you.
That's very interesting because I liked Malibu and like coconut rum.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'd mix that with Coke.
It's not a bad blend. I don't even like rum. That's why it was weird that I even ordered. I already felt insecure about it. My dad made me feel worse. I think that was the last drink I've had in my life.
Doesn't respect you.
The bartender doesn't respect.
That's probably there's probably only like 4 people in my life that I want to respect me more than my bartender on any given night.
Yeah.
That feels important. It's not, but it feels important.
There's a gravity to that relationship, even as minuscule as the interactions may be. Yeah. And you don't want to screw it up. It is still Black History Month, and I still got some Black History tidbits with Teddy, as I've been giving you. And this one is something I stumbled upon, actually, last week as I was doing an event in the area with Related Ross and with the Promise Fund. We put on a community health fair. And this community health fair had over 40 vendors come out. They were giving out free health screenings for people in the community. We had hundreds of people flow through. ESPN West Palm had the marketing team out there. And we also got to kick it with Digital Vibes, Flavor, who puts on great events all throughout the community. In fact, they're doing Say It Loud this weekend on Sunday in Boynton Beach. And that is an immaculate and a perfect place to spend your Sunday, especially if you want to celebrate Black History Month with some great artists and some great retelling of stories out there, some great history baked into that. But the point of Black History I want to point out here today is right here in our backyard. The park in which we did it at, I had never been at, C-Katt. 5 years I've been living in West Palm, and I had never been to Heart and Soul Park right here downtown, a walking distance from this station. Have you even heard of Heart and Soul Park?
No.
That's the same thing I said. I felt foolish. At this park, there's actually a lot of benches set up, and on these benches are murals of historical Black figures from this area, like the first doctor, lawyer, things like that, painted along with their names to help remind the kids of this area of the people whose shoulders they're standing on today. It's considered a museum without walls. In historic Northwest neighborhood of West Palm Beach is the Heart and Soul Park. So I bring this up today in the midst of Black History Month, a little Black History tidbit with Teddy, to let you know if you are in the area, if you know about it and haven't gone in some time, or if you've never heard of the Heart and Soul Park, pay it a visit. Check it out on a Saturday. Sit down and enjoy the vibes. The weather is fine these days, and it was a great Saturday that we did last weekend, the day before the Super Bowl. So shout out to Related Ross. As you know, the Related Ross Foundation, sparked by our guy Stephen Ross, Miami Dolphins owner. Shout out to what they do. He's also our landlord here.
They've got a nice piece of property at the edge of this block where they show what they're going to build and those plans. Yeah. Because you're walking to the future there.
Nah, they got a lot of good motion going out here in and around the area and all throughout South Florida. So shout out to them. Shout out to the Promise Fund and the great things they did. And also shout out to the people that put on the event. Good stuff. And it introduced me to a piece of Black history right in my backyard that I had not seen yet. That is your Black History Month tidbit with Teddy on a Feel Good Friday. And I feel good about that. I also feel good when we get to take a trip on the Get Around. The Get Around is our vehicle to jump from place to place, city to city, all across the globe. hitting the hottest topics in sports so you don't have to search through Twitter for them.
Next stop.
No, I do. And
Nice.
I found this out of Rosemont, Illinois. What do you think goes on in Rosemont, Illinois?
I would assume it's a college town.
Incorrect. That's Evanston, Illinois. Close, though. Very close in proximity.
There might be a college in Rosemont. There might be.
There might be a Rosemont University, sure. Well, Rosemont, Illinois is the headquarters of the Big Ten Conference. And the Big Ten is circulating a document internally that entails what their ideal 24-team college football playoff would look like.
Oh, my God.
And it features several major changes to the format. The format suggested includes a 23+1 selection model, and it completely eliminates conference championship games. Also adds a weekend of on-campus CFP home games. The +1 is just a group of 5 team and the other 23 teams, so the top 23 ranked teams in the country.
Yeah. That's just
when is enough,
it's
Theo?
too many teams, bro. It's just too many teams. I'm going to go to the CFB playoff rankings, top 25 from this past year, and I'm going to do so because I want to see how many Big Ten teams would have made it. Funny enough, this 23+1 model that they have, which takes the top 23 teams in the nation and automatically submits them to the playoff. You want to guess who number 23 was in the final poll?
Was it a Big Ten team?
Iowa. So, I mean, hey, maybe it's random. I mean, they have a lot of teams in a lot of spaces, but Iowa just so happened to make the cut, if you will. A little who missed the cut coming up later. That's a little preview. But no, so they would have gotten Iowa in. That was not a playoff team. They would have gotten Michigan in. That was not a playoff team. They would have got USC in. That was a borderline, but I would say not a playoff team.
You know what?
And they would have got I guess that were the only teams that were outside.
Iowa gave Indiana a tougher fight than Oregon, a tougher fight than really anybody else they played. 20-15 final score in Iowa City. The Hawkeyes might be a championship caliber team.
No. That's nitpicking. That's nitpicking.
That game happened last year.
I mean, look at who Iowa lost to last year, and also the Iowa can play anybody close. The question is, can Iowa beat multiple good football teams? And the answer to that question over the past few years is no. Who'd they lose to last year? I know there's some embarrassing losses in there somewhere. Okay, Iowa State, I can forgive that. Really, honestly, all of their losses are pretty good.
It's a good conference.
They lost to Indiana, they lost to Oregon, they lost to USC, and they lost to Iowa State. But herein lies the issue. If you're losing to all the good teams, what's the point of us putting you in the playoff in the first place? If you can't beat the good teams, it's the same Notre Dame argument. But we didn't have any good wins, but yet we had some really good losses. It's cool. So you had a schedule with good teams on it, and you failed to beat any of them.
What would your ideal college football playoff look like?
I think it's as close to ideal as possible. I think we have a good thing, and we don't have to keep screwing it up because some teams are on the outside looking in. 12 teams is sufficient for us to find a national champion. The teams that got left off this year had no shot in the game. The only team that can make an argument they had a shot was Notre Dame. And guess what? They had 2 opportunities to prove that on the football field this year, and they lost both of them. So I'm not handing out free general admission tickets to win a national championship. No, those things must be earned. So stop crying for more spots and have a better regular season, qualify for the playoff. This has been, if you think about it, it is easier today than ever in college football history to position yourself to actually play for a national championship. James Madison was playing for a national championship this year. So you have no excuse if you can't make it to the big dance. If a team like that can make it in there, given what they did in the regular season. Play better in the regular season and you're in. Iowa had multiple opportunities to win their way into the 12-team playoff, but they lost all the games against good teams.
Next stop.
Let's go to New York, because we talked about the college football side of things, but I want to get to the pro football side of things. We are less than a week removed from Super Bowl 60. The NFL is already making moves. The NFL has won the grievance against the Players Union, so we will no longer see team report cards. Theo, remind me what exactly team report cards are and why is this being banned?
So the team report cards were annually the NFLPA would survey all of the players, and they would give their teams grades on things such as facilities, the way their families are treated, the food and nutrition, the training staff, all kind of things. It's an all-encompassing report card on how your team ownership and the front office and everybody treats you as a player. And after, I believe, 3 years of getting these, the NFL owners have already gotten much too sensitive and have lacked so much accountability that now, instead of acting like some teams like the Arizona Cardinals did and improving the way in which they treat their players, it is easier for these billionaires to say, hey, this isn't fair to us. This breaks the rules of our collective bargaining agreement. You're making us look bad. So now the owners are barking back. They got the arbitrator to agree with them, and now we're no longer going to get these report cards. It's an absolute cowardice move by the owners. It is weak. If you are not doing something correctly, you should be held accountable. You should have to change course, or it should be publicized. I like shame. Many of the issues that we deal with today is because we are banning shame. People in power, people with money, people with leverage want to eliminate shame so they can get away with as much as they want to. The media is lying to you. AKA, I don't want to be held accountable. These report cards make me look bad. AKA, I don't want to spend money to make these players' lives better. It's the same thing. It's just happening in everybody's world now, and now it's happening in the NFL.
Next stop.
Let's go to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. We're not going there for the Royal Rumble. We're not going there for the headquarters of the Live Golf League.
Doing all of that out there?
March 21st this year. A month and a week away?
Yeah.
That's the Fanatics Flag Football Classic, which has got some pretty big names involved. It was announced a while ago, so you might have forgotten about it. We talked about it on the show. But big names. Gronk's going to be there. Saquon, Coach Pete Carroll, Sean Payton, Kyle Shanahan, all involved. Tyreek Hill. And how about Tom Brady?
Oh, yeah, he's where the money resides.
Well, during Super Bowl Radio Row, this went a little bit under the bridge. Jake Paul, who's also going to be there competing in this flag football classic in Saudi Arabia, got a little bit of a testy dust-up with the greatest quarterback to ever live, Tom Brady. Take a listen.
I'm told that I'm being flown out to Saudi Arabia to compete in a Fanatics flag football game with you.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually a little worried for you because I know
for me.
Well, you're a good athlete, but you're like
no.
These guys are another level.
I am the highest level. I am the level.
No, you're not the level.
I am the level.
You're a good athlete, but honestly, when I'm thinking of Saquon Barkley and I'm thinking of like
can Saquon
Odell
Barkley
Beckham
do
and Justin
a
Jefferson
flip off the top rope?
Have you not seen him
moonsault
jump
off the top
over
rope
someone's
onto
head
LA
on
It's
Knight?
cute. It's a great, I love WWE. It's very cute. But honestly, this is like real football. This is real competition.
I was an all-state linebacker. I rushed for 1,200 yards, 19 touchdowns my senior year.
Well, let's see what you can still bring it. I mean, look, we all had a great pass. I won 7 Super Bowl. Who don't get? You know what matters? This game, March 21st in Saudi. I'm glad you're going to be there, and I'm glad you're finally going to participate.
Do you think Tom Brady was actually annoyed with WWE guy, YouTube guy, big social media star Logan Paul there, or was he just trying to promote this flag football game?
I think that there's a little all good jokes contain true stuff, as J. Cole once said in the song, but used a more explicit word. I think that there is some truth baked beneath him patronizing.
Yeah, the cute. The word cute it's fighting words.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah. Because, and here's the thing, I actually admire Jake Paul's unmitigated confidence here. His gall, his ability to stand in the face of one of the greatest athletes of all time and bark as if he actually belongs in the same arena as him. I can admire that because you have to have some level of self-belief. But then if you're going to do that, then you open the door for Tom Brady to belittle you, which he did, and which he rightfully should.
I think I misspoke. It's Logan Paul.
Okay, Logan Paul, not Jake Paul.
The wrestler is Logan Paul, the boxer is Jake Paul. There you go.
Yeah, either way, man. Look, you know what? I can't believe you're bringing up these second-tier Pauls on the day that Chris Paul retired. We should be talking about Chris Paul, not these dudes.
Maybe.
Not these Disney
stars. What? Chris Paul is going to be, available. Maybe Chris Paul is going to be at the Fanatics flag football.
Who do you think would
be
better
the stripes?
Logan Paul or Chris Paul if they were in a game of flag football? I'd say Chris Paul.
What is Chris Paul's 40 time?
These days, who knows? But I guarantee it's got to be still better than Logan's. It's still got to be better than Plus, Chris Paul, is going to find a way to cheat. He's going to find a way to circumvent the rules. He might have went to Wake Forest, but he is a Michigan man at heart.
It's a great question. I don't think it's as clear as you think. I know Chris Paul is
6
arguably
foot, though.
Right. Logan Paul is a pretty
good
big
passer.
All right. Logan Paul was a wrestling state champion. He rattled off his high school football stats like the guy at your local bar.
Being a linebacker is not, the stars of 7-on-7 and flag football are typically not your all-state linebackers.
Right. Unless you're Micah Parsons, who can have the length to rush the passer in that situation.
And I think if Logan Paul had Micah Parsons' abilities, then we would not be talking about him as WWE. It would be 3 other letters that start with an N. I'm trying to think. I wonder if Chris Paul seems like the kind of guy that did play football at one point.
Yeah, I could see him being a multi-sport athlete. I certainly could see him being a multi-sport athlete. I think he'd be QB1, Chris Paul, 6 foot, not too short enough to not be able to see over the offensive line.
Oh, wow. There's a Chris Paul Jr. that plays for the Seahawks. I guess did he win a championship? Wow. There's a Chris Paul. So there was not just a Kobe Bryant on the Seahawks that won a Super Bowl. There's a Chris Paul Jr. that won a Super Bowl.
That's pretty interesting.
Chris Paul and Kobe Bryant both won Super Bowls for the Seahawks today. We buried the lead. Wow.
Next stop.
And we're going to Arlington, Texas, because that's where the United Football League headquarters are. And there are rumors circulating about proposed changes in the United Football League. If you don't know what the UFL is, that is the XFL and the USFL. At one point, they both existed, and they were both spring football teams that were aired on different channels. After COVID, they joined forces to combine to make the United Football League. And here are the 2 huge rule changes that are possibly in the works for this upcoming season. 1, no punting when past the 50-yard line. You got to go for it. And 2, field goals that are 60-plus yards would be worth 4 points.
I like that.
So you like that second option. I was going to ask, of those 2, does anyone stick out for you?
You know what? The NFL, if they adopted the 60-yard field goals being 4 points, that would make end-of-game and end-of-half strategy much more intriguing.
You would have teams that are down by 4. Similar to that, you saw Ahmad Bradshaw in the Super Bowl go down at the 1 yard, or try to go down at the 1 yard line, but accidentally go into the end zone to give the Patriots the ball back. You'd have teams that are like treating the 50-yard line, or what is it,
It'll be like
53?
The 53, yeah.
The 53-yard line, like, oh, don't go over it because you need the field goal to tie the game.
Yeah.
When you only have 20 seconds left.
So
that's dangerous.
It could get interesting, though. This is another thing that would weigh in the favor of coaches and players who are really good at clock management as well as in-game management. Is I do believe 60-yard field goals, there should be a way to make those count more than 30-yard field goals.
So we should reward a failing offense that cannot get past the 43-yard line.
You reward the risk of a 60-yard field goal and the big leg of that kicker, because the risk of a 60-yard field goal is if you miss it, look at where the other offense takes over.
Their own 43.
That's really good. That's really good field position.
I mean, a kickoff gets you to the 35, doesn't it? It's 1 first down.
30.
Sure, 1.5 first down.
Starting a whole first down ahead is impeccable field position. That means all you need is 1 first down and you're in field goal range.
We need less kicks in football.
Sure. But if we're going to have them anyways, I would think a 60-yarder should be counting forward. What was the other rule?
No punting when past the 50-yard line.
I feel like that's the general rule of thumb anyways. Now, if you get caught into some kind of 4th and 17 or something.
Or it's a snow game.
Right. But that's the general rule of thumb in 2026 football. So
I got to get into those boardrooms, and we will eliminate special teams altogether. If someone lets me in a conversation, just give me 20 minutes with you, and you will walk out of that meeting changed, revolutionized, radicalized into anti-special teams forever.
You are the commissioner of a fantasy football league.
Yeah.
You enlist the services of kickers in this fantasy football league.
I did in the past, but people can change.
Are you going to change for this upcoming year? It's the offseason. The owners' meetings have begun for you. You have a chance to do exactly what you're saying you would do if you had power in the NFL.
It'll go to
your
a
own
vote.
Fantasy football league.
It'll go to a vote. The conversations are being had.
It seems like you're being postured into this. This is not something that you've had years and years where you felt that special teams should not be in football, but you've also had years and years where you've allowed it in your own league.
Yeah, sometimes it's easy to go with the flow and to not completely dig up the heart and soul of fantasy football and start anew. And I've been avoiding that work. And this fantasy football offseason, I will confront it head on. It's a problem in our league, and I will address that problem.
Well, you have my vote.
This is like the NFL with concussions 10 years ago.
Yeah.
They finally addressed the elephant in the room about CTE. I'm doing that with the randomness and the lack of skill in terms of starting kickers in your fantasy football league. It's been there the entire time.
Yeah.
I've been too busy to address it, and that's unfair to the league.
Now all we need is Will Smith to make a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Punt the kickers. Theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Of elite international competition and unforgettable moments. Don't miss the iconic Saturday Night Lights, high-energy show jumping, incredible atmosphere, and excitement under the lights. Now through March at Wellington International. Visit wellingtoninternational.com for more information. Wellington International, where champions are made.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Hi, I'm Janice Ridenour from J. Zello & Associates. For nearly 30 years, my firm has worked alongside business owners and their teams, helping them truly understand QuickBooks with clear accounting guidance, proven workflows, and hands-on training. We offer customized QuickBooks Online training delivered in a supportive, judgment-free environment so you can learn at your pace. If you're stressed about your books, you don't have to be. Get trained, get confident, get it right. And when you need ongoing support or you'd rather have it done for you, our experienced team is here to help. Visit jzolo.com and schedule your free consultation today.
Want to accelerate your career as a manager or executive in the exciting industry of sports? Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program is ranked #1 in Florida and 10th in the world. Students learn practical and applied skills from top faculty and experts who work in the industry. With a 94% placement rate for all grads, the full-time MBA program sets students up for success in the world of sports. Check out Florida Atlantic University's MBA in Sport Management program today by going to business.fau.edu.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $899 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Anajar and Levine.
Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 1063.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Love is in the air this Valentine's Day, and this gift lasts longer than roses. A free water test from Culligan. Culligan's advanced filtration and softening systems reduce harsh chemicals, giving you cleaner, safer, better tasting water. Come on now. Give your home some love. Schedule your free water test at Culligan.com. Serving all of South Florida. Culligan Water. Water you love.
Hey, Culligan man.
This Valentine's Day, give the one you love a gift with endless possibilities. Give a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach. Breakers gift cards let you treat the one who matters most to the things they love the most, like irresistible oceanfront getaways, lessons at the Breakers' new golf and racket club, pampering at the exquisite spa, and shopping at the resort's stylish collection of on- and off-site boutiques. Gift cards may also be used for dining at the Breakers' renowned restaurants and bars, including Echo, Henry's Palm Beach, HMF, and Flagler's Steakhouse. What's even better, for a limited time, when you purchase a $500 gift card online at thebreakers.com, you'll receive an additional $50 on that card, compliments of the Breakers. This Valentine's Day, give the one you love a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach and remind them why they fell in love with you in the first place. Visit thebreakers.com today.
Are you a business owner or handle your company's marketing? Banyan Printing and Signs partners with over 1,000 local businesses in Palm Beach County. Their full-service solution saves you time and money by eliminating multiple vendors. From business cards and brochures to direct mail services and signage, they do it all. Fast turnaround, free local delivery, and superior customer service are what sets Banyan apart. Could a market leader with 48 years improve your current model? Visit banyanonline.com or call 561-586-6220.
In 1977, Ford F-Series became the best-selling trucks in America. 33 million trucks later, we've kept that title every year since. And that's a formula we plan on repeating. Ford F-Series, built Ford tough. The best-selling trucks in America for 49 years and counting. Based on 1977 to 2025 calendar year industry reported total sales.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. This is Theoretically Speaking. It is a feel-good Friday. It is February the 13th. And we are on and popping with a Who Missed the Cut Friday as well. C-Katt's on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos. And joining us now is our guy, Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beach's CEO and tournament director, Todd Fleming.
My man, good to be back. How is everybody out there? Hope everybody's having a good Friday.
Oh, man, you know we vibing, man. It is a great Friday. It is Valentine's Day weekend, so we all have our work cut ahead of us.
Mine's easy.
Yeah.
Oh, I got basketball tomorrow.
Yeah.
I get off easy.
So, C-Katt, if you don't know, and for those out there who don't know, Todd Fleming is a Jupiter High School basketball dad. He has two sons on the Jupiter High squad, both Ty and Zach Fleming, and they have a state playoff game tomorrow night at home.
Regional matchup tomorrow with Wellington.
It's all part of the playoffs. I don't like how people break it up.
I
it's
agree.
The regional playoffs, and then it's the states.
Growing up in Ohio, you're in the state tournament. Now, there was different levels that you got to, right? As you progress, but it was all the state tournament.
Right. It's all, to me, it's the FHSAA playoffs.
State tournament.
And it's the state tournament, but technically this is the regional portion. It is round one. They're going to be at home, and they're playing a familiar foe in Wellington High School at the crib. And y'all lost to Wellington earlier this year.
We did. So this is not going to be an easy matchup. At least we get them at home, which, should make the boys feel a little bit comfortable. But back to Valentine's Day, my gift is the game of basketball.
Hey.
Nice. With a ticket to the game for the love of my life, Maria Fleming.
Hey, what a beautiful thing that is. Next year, Valentine's Day is on the Super Bowl.
Oh.
And can my gift to my wife, Ashley, be if Chiefs make it, it's like Patrick Mahomes is playing football?
I'm trying to frame this. I'm going to take you to meet Patrick Mahomes.
My boy, he's not my son, but my boy is playing football on the big stage. You want
to? Where is it next year?
L.A.
Oh,
and it's on ESPN. And theoretically speaking, we'll have to be there that week.
I think that's going to be a great gift that you give.
Come on.
Yeah, it's going to be a great gift. Ashley, tap in.
Well,
Lock into that.
Yeah.
LA.
You do the whole either you going with your wife on her work trips or vice versa.
Yeah.
I think she can obviously would want to come along to LA.
Oh, yeah. My
And
pops
you can
live
have
in LA.
have a good dinner. You'll be okay.
Several.
Yeah. I know that much. Whenever I do the work trip and the wife comes with, there's a lot of dinners I can't expense.
No.
That goes past the per diem. I'm like, oh, damn.
Couple bottles of wine taps that out. But no, look, I think that's a
Taco
great
trucks
gift.
off
LA for Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And we get to celebrate Valentine's.
Come on.
I think that
it's all in one.
Phenomenal trip.
It's all in one. Who wouldn't love that on Love Weekend? So looking forward to that.
So for the Super Bowl, it feels like it was maybe 3 years ago now, even though it was on Sunday. Todd, you were in like the inside running on the Super Bowl squares that we discussed this time last week.
Yeah.
It really was Fleming's race to win until it wasn't.
Didn't he win twice?
Yeah. I won
This
third and fourth
greedy
quarters.
son of a gun.
I kept that was the only interesting part about that game.
Yeah.
Was
that
the
fourth?
squares.
Yeah.
And I would pull it up every time Seattle touched the ball. Because if you blinked, the Patriots were punting.
Right.
So
right.
I was in the running. I actually had some really good squares.
You had it. So
I had it.
It was when it was 29 to when it was not 29. It was before
had
the last
9-6.
Patriots
I had
touchdown.
something
you had
else.
9-6.
Yeah.
I believe you had 9-6 and it was 29-6.
And I had it.
And it was all said and done. But then that last touchdown by Ramondre Stevenson and the missed 2-point conversion gave me the win.
And that's why you do the squares.
Yeah,
that's
it's
why you do
fun.
the squares. There's no reason to watch the final 7 minutes of that game. After Drake May threw the interception, where to squash the little bit of a flicker of a possible comeback bid, there's no reason to watch the rest of that game unless you want the Disney commercial and the Fanatics merchandise commercial.
Nice Marshawn Lynch commercial at the end, too.
That was good.
That was pretty good.
The only thing that I had an issue with was if you're going to run squares, you need to then also send out an email or text or something to everybody that's participating in the squares, letting them know who just won.
Oh, you wanted the pat in the back.
You want to know why he didn't do that?
Well, because he was in trouble because he
saw that I won. That's why he didn't. That's why he didn't. He did not put the winning email out there because he did not want to let the masses know that your boy Big Teddy Theo Dorsey won the Super Bowl squares back-to-back years. So I did it for him.
I thought he was in trouble because he was cracking on his girlfriend's cooking.
Oh, yes.
I thought he was in trouble.
He was getting hemmed up.
Yeah. I thought he was
It's great
hemmed up
that we
in the
can bring
house.
that up again. It was delicious. We had poutine.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I
I know.
love
I was
poutine. Real good.
I
I
was
love poutine.
taken aback. I said, you know what surprised me this Super Bowl?
Did
I'm not
you
going
go
to make any
tater
requests.
tot poutine or French fry poutine?
French fry poutine.
Yeah, okay.
The only problem was
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Sometimes
your problem or
the problem.
Okay.
The problem
We
he
both
had
had to
with
deal
his-
with it.
With his girlfriend's chefing it up for the Super Bowl. What is the problem you had? It's Valentine's Day weekend, might I remind you. What's your issue? Air it out right here publicly.
All right. So the gravy itself was well salted.
Okay.
Oh.
But the fries also were salted, so it was overly salted.
Gotcha.
Sodium overload.
Gotcha.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
So we tried to cut it with a lot more cheese curds in there. We did our best. And it was delicious.
One trick I've learned that you can do actually when you have a sodium overload or an over saltation of said liquid concoction, I hear you can put a potato in it.
It's like guacamole hack.
Yeah?
Yeah, when you're trying to fine-tune guacamole, that's how you – because an undersalted guacamole does not taste very good.
No, it's not
good.
good.
A perfectly salted one is great, but an overly salted one is hard to eat.
It's tough to eat.
And in order to do that balance, it's tomato. Yeah.
I said potato.
Oh, potato?
You don't chop it up and put it in there and like serve it, but you sit a potato in there. You have to have some time and patience. It'll absorb.
It sucks up the salt?
It absorbs the sodium.
Where did you learn this?
From my wife.
Okay.
I did not know that.
We made some chili actually pretty recently when it got cold a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And the chili we made, it was good, but it was slightly too salty, so we threw a potato in it overnight, and the next day, much better. Much better.
There's a couple dishes I've got. I'm good at chili. I make a mean chili. I do a ham bone soup every year.
Ham bone.
What's that?
Ham bone soup? Oh, you take the leftover ham bone from Christmas, chop all that ham up, put it in soup, make you a nice little concoction.
Yeah.
Hambone is the name of the guy that ran the pig races at the South Florida Fair. That's the only thing I've known Hambone. That's
I like him.
punchline.
I like ham bone.
So like
that's my guy.
I've never had a bone-in ham.
Oh, You're missing out.
Yeah, I
That's
always
where
get
all
the
the
ones that
flavor
are
is.
created and like they're the honey baked.
Sliced already?
But,
okay.
but honey baked is
There's a
bone in.
Yeah,
There's a bone in
You
there?
make a decision, bone in or bone out.
Oh, okay. Then I guess the
okay, you
decision's
get the
always made
non-bone-in.
for. Yeah,
I've always had the
what do you-
bone-in
What do you
one.
need the bone for? You gonna eat it?
Ham
You gonna make
bone
ham bone soup?
Ham bone soup? Yeah. Talking about, man. We just talking about it. Yeah, we just gave
Oh, you've never had ham bone soup, Theo,
Never had
have
ham
you?
bone soup, no.
Have you ever thought about it?
No, I
Then
never
why'd
even
you have the
heard of
ham
it.
All right,
bone?
next year,
I don't know. It's just
everybody
ham with the
invited.
ham.
Everybody invited to the house. I'll make it for you. I'll make chili on one side, ham bone soup on the other. You bring the sides.
Yeah. When we do our chilies, it'll be, you put the whole turkey leg in there with the bone in it and let the meat fall off of it and leave the bone in. The bone adds flavor.
Yeah, it does.
I do
So-
love those viral like barbecue clips of guys that maybe cook out of their truck and they'll take like a big leg of, I don't know if it's turkey or ham, but they're like, if it don't fall off the bone, it's free. And they just do one wrist
One
shake
hit.
and all the meat falls off the bone.
Yeah.
And that might be overcooked, but I'm okay with that.
Right. I don't think it is.
I think no.
No, I don't think it's overcooked at all.
A lot of times it's
Oh.
perfectly cooked, I'm
Okay.
sure. Yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
they're pretty good at this stuff, those guys that
They've
cook out of
been,
their
they're
trucks.
injecting it with all types of juice.
Yeah.
Those guys are masters. That's why they're called a pit master.
Of all the things in life that if I could just snap my fingers and be excellent at, like barbecuing, like being a pit master, it's right up there.
Really?
That, but you know what I really want to be nice with? I want to be nice with if only I could find the word carpentry.
Nice party trick.
Oh my God.
Carpentry would be y'all are laughing at carpentry.
Yeah, just think like, yeah, don't do it. It's gonna split the wood. Is that what you want to say?
I'm not trying to go out into my garage and just sit there for hours.
Theo wants to win the Pinewood Derby.
I'm the only one that would. I want to be nice with the carpentry, man.
Man,
I mean, I'm not gonna go
You
around
could have said
showing it all.
handyman. You
Carpentry specifically, though, woodwork.
You just want to be good with woodwork.
Yeah.
You want to have the spindle.
Why you want to do you want to be able to create and sell, or you just
No, I
want
just
like
wanna be
you
able
find
to-
it relaxing?
So, all right. So this probably comes from my childhood, but my mom always told the story of how my grandfather, whenever my mom wanted any piece of furniture, and they'd see it in a store or anywhere like that, my grandfather, who literally built his own house,
said, "I got
would
it."
look at the nightstand or the dresser or the armoire or whatever, and he'd be like, "All right, cool." And then in a week, he'll just make it and give it to her. I would love to be carpentry is a dope trade, especially because you can also just fix things around your house. You can fix walls in your house and stuff. Like carpentry is a very underrated tool.
I agree with all of that. It just sounds like work.
It is work.
Yeah, it just is
It'll
more
save
work
you-
on top
yeah,
of
that's
work.
true, that's true. All right, so but it's work being a pit boss.
Yeah, it was really necessary to be a carpenter in like the year 14.
Right.
Like that would be great.
Yeah.
If you learned how to woodwork back in those days.
Stuff is still getting built these days.
I mean,
by machines and
your
robots.
wishes are a lot different than mine. Mine
Okay,
would have
what
been
would
like,
you do?
"Hey, I can be really fast." I
All
wish
right.
my
What are you-
handles.
what are you gonna do
I
with
wish my
that?
handles.
Todd,
I wish my
that might be
handles were a
worse.
lot better, so I
Todd.
could have played a lot
All right.
longer.
No, C-Katt, no. Judge our two one wishes. We both got a genie, Todd Fleming and I. And he says you can snap your fingers and be good at one thing. I said carpentry. He said he wants to be really
I'm
damn
not sure.
fast.
I'm not sure what I really want to be good at can be said on that.
Todd is just running around.
I'm just fast.
Places.
Maybe it's because I've been watching the Olympics. I want to be able to go really fast down the hill, right?
When are you going to use that?
To win a gold medal.
As
And go down and be on a Wheaties box.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it's true.
A man in 30s, 40s, or 50s. I'm not going to peg you down, Todd. Just being really fast
Just
at
fast.
this great job that he has here with the PGA Tour and the Cognizant
Consistently
Classic.
fast.
Like, there's one thing about him. He's actually really fast.
Yeah, like that would just be your fun fact.
How fun would that be if I had that skill? Now I'm out there on course. Somebody's
my.
trying to track me down. They got a complaint. Nope. I'm
You
going
just take off?
Just running.
Nope. I need another ticket. Nope. I'm over here.
Like
Right?
the Flash.
I'm imagining like getting a ticket. You know, like Michael Scott running along the sidewalk when they had the speed limit sign there, and Todd just like,
Trying to
check this
time
out.
himself, yeah.
Bang, 23 miles per hour. Whoa!
I'd want to be much faster than that. I want to be. I want to be. I want to be on.
23 is
I want to be
fast.
standing on a podium receiving medals
You want to be competing in the 2028 LA Summer Olympics fast.
tomorrow.
You know what? I mean, it would be really nice. I mean, but I still would take my carpentry over being really fast
I don't know,
right now.
man. That sounds like work.
Because here's the other part of your issue of being really fast. It's not going to make you younger. You still going to pull a hammy.
But I'm always going to be fast.
But you're going to still pull a. You can,
No, well,
Michael Johnson.
I can
coming
do that
around
right now
corner.
just by walking.
That's what
So
I'm saying.
I'd
Right.
rather do it by being fast.
Fastest human on foot. The miles per hour, best reach was 27.78 miles per hour.
Usain, it was
Yeah,
Bolt.
Usain?
Yeah.
It was Usain.
Yeah.
So you want to be slightly faster than that?
Yeah, slightly.
Okay.
How quickly, if you could actually snap your fingers and all of a sudden Todd Fleming has Usain Bolt's and better speed, how easy would it be for you to be representing Team USA?
Doesn't feel very practical, but
I feel like you got to go to the trials. You got to start the process now. Fill out the paperwork.
It's a gift given to you by a genie. You don't have to train. You don't have to do anything. You're just fast.
I know,
That's
but
what I'm saying. The clerical work is the problem.
Yeah, like how are you going to convince Team USA to give you a shot to like they're going to think it's AI if you send a video.
I mean,
he'll say, "Watch this."
Hold on. How does anybody get anybody to do anything nowadays? I'll throw it up on the gram. I'll have a YouTube deal.
I'll write it
I'll
off
throw
as
it out
AI.
there, and then I'll just happen to challenge a couple of them. Here we go.
There's going to be so many questions around how you got so fast out of nowhere.
Doesn't matter. Test me.
Doesn't matter. I'm that fast.
Clean.
A lame version of the Kobe jumping over a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
It's just Todd racing a golf cart.
Todd just running.
It's like, see, this thing's going 30 miles per hour, and I beat in a race.
You know what? It's not. There's other sports you could have picked too, but it's not a terrible. It's not a terrible pool.
I just think if a genie's going to touch you, I want to be fast, which means I'm fast for life. There you go.
All right.
I'm in.
I guess I can't knock it. But I still would take carpentry over it. I still would take carpentry and maybe even being a pit boss over it. It feels more practical in common day life. Like, are you going to be racing at the family barbecue?
Here's what I'll do. Go ahead and you take the pit master, and I'll run really fast to pick up my food and come back.
Come right back.
Yeah.
There we go. So now we're working in tandem. Yeah, it's like
I haven't thought about how fast I can run in 10 years. Like, in legitimate
let's be
10
honest. You
years.
never really thought how fast.
Right. I was about to say, at what point were you engaging it?
Like playing high school sports.
Okay.
Like that was the last time it mattered how fast I could run. How often do you think, man, I wish I was a little bit faster, Todd?
A lot. I
But
run
I
a
feel
lot.
like
Well, he does have high school age boys, and that's probably also another thing that makes you think about that. Because if they raced you right now, would they win?
Oh, absolutely, they would.
And you don't like the feeling.
Not
of that.
even a question.
You don't like the feeling. There's a different level of competitive juices that live within this man, Todd Fleming, that we don't understand because there's not another male in our house that is like broad shoulders walking around acting like they're better than us. Like he has to wake up every day and see those young guns act like they got something going.
I got three of them.
But speed.
Right. I got three of them that walk around thinking that they.
But
they're
like
at the top of the totem pole.
Yeah.
But foot speed is the way to reestablish the alpha of the house. I feel like there is other.
No, because you're never going to hit your kid. You're not going to wrestle your kid.
All right, I'm not saying you could be a world-class boxer to reinstill the top dog.
Race would do it. If my pops raced me today and beat me, I'll be like, all right, take out the trash. Sure. You got no problems, man. You got it. That would do it.
I mean, at the end of the day, I'd do it if they just clean their plate at the end of the day.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
can you instead of just putting it on the sink, can you put some water on it? Can you do something, please?
Just do a little bit more. A little bit more.
Just what little step more would be big steps.
Maybe like a world-class jiu-jitsu guy, because you can do jiu-jitsu, dominate, but not hurt the person. Like you can just like put them in a pretzel, you know?
You're not going to do it. Or maybe
I'm done
you
with
would.
that.
But you can do that without hurting somebody.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. We'd have to
Like
ask
bang,
Dean
got you an
Thomas.
armbar tap.
We'd have to ask Dean Thomas. Plus, that's like a much more rigorous event to compete in if you want to start doing that. Like
I just
racing
want to run a
is easy.
straight line.
Yeah.
If the
I just want to run a straight line for 110 meters.
Imagine the Flemings came out to see Todd get his black belt, and
That'd be nice.
and he, like,
What a nice
bows
family
to his
occasion.
sensei. He's like, "Thank you."
What a nice family occasion. Oh, my gosh. Oh, you know what? One guy that wishes he could still compete at the highest level of them all, but no longer can and is walking away from the sport is Chris Paul.
Uh-oh.
None other than CP3 at the age of 40, the 12-time All-Star, 11-time All-NBA player is calling it quits, retiring from the league. But it's more apt to say basketball was done with him. I don't think this was his doing, but on Instagram he writes, "That's it. After 21 years, I'm stepping away from basketball." Todd Fleming, when you saw that, what was your first thought?
My first thought was exactly what you just said. I think basketball was done with him.
Yeah.
Hey, look, sports is cruel. The ending is always cruel, even if you go out on your own shield. But he needed to do this. Basically, the Clippers had told him it was done.
Yeah.
And he was trying to hang on. So, look, time will heal all wounds in that regard. People will realize how good and the impact that he had on the game. But I'm happy for him that he gets to make the announcement. But my first thought was this was probably a year and a half too late.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You're chasing that ring, trying to pull the GP, what he did on the back end of his career, 06 with the Heat, 04 with the Lakers, not so good. But doing that and then not achieving it kept him around a little bit too long. So with that in mind, I thought it would be apt that on this Feel Good Friday, with Todd Fleming in the house, C-Katt here to rock the show as well, we do a little Who Missed the Cut, but we do point guard style.
Oh, my goodness. This is not good. It's beyond hard to watch.
4 will enter. 3 will survive. It's time for Who Missed the Cut. Presented by the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. Teeing off February 25th at PGA National. Get your tickets today at thecognizantclassic.com.
We are a dozen days away from the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches teeing off on the Champions Course at PGA National Resort and Spa. That's why Todd Fleming is here with us. That's why he joins us on Fridays to speak the graces of that tournament. I'll give you the 4 names, but then I do want to talk about what you have latest on the tournament. It's going to be Jason Kidd, Gary Payton, Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook. Ooh. Who missed the cut between Jason Kidd, Gary Payton, Chris Paul, and Russell Westbrook? We debated. Only 3 can survive. 1 will miss. But nobody should miss the Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches. It is going to be a thrill. I can't wait. I just was speaking at Jupiter High School, apparently a week removed from speaking at the same class that Todd Fleming spoke at, and the kids asked me about the Cognizant Classic, and I said, I better see y'all there.
Yeah, good.
Better see y'all there.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. No, things are looking good for our tournament. I gave another player exemption on the way in. So we're going to talk about that right now.
Is it possible we can make that announcement right now?
We are going to make that announcement right now. Blades Brown.
Nice.
Yeah.
We talked about him on the show.
I know. So Blades Brown had a great conversation with this young man. He's up in Nashville right now in his hometown. He said he's now out there hitting balls for the first time after a couple days. So he's geared up. He's in. He's coming to the Cognizant Classic. It adds to our field. Our field is stellar. It's probably the best field that we've had in about a decade. We've got approaching 17 of the top 50 world-ranked players in the world. We have 29 previous PGA Tour winners over the last 2 years. Plus you add in Brooks Koepka and all the other names that we've announced. This is going to be a highly competitive event. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, we need to see you out there because you're going to see some really high-quality golf that's going to go on here in a week and a half.
TheCognizantClassic.com, that's how you can get your tickets, get your hand on some of those hospitality options. What do those phone calls look like between you and players that are getting that exemption? Is it kind of like we see the teams in college football tweet out the walk on getting a scholarship type thing? Like how does the conversation actually go?
No, it's interesting because I like to do it personally.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it email, text, or through their agent. I like to talk to the individual. So I always ask and make sure that they're comfortable with that. Shoot them a text and are you free? And I kind of go into it blind. We catch up for a little bit. Where you at? Where you playing this week? If you're not, what are you working on? And then I just go into it of just saying, hey, how honored I am to allow you to come into the event. So it's a nice surprise usually on the other end for them to hear that.
It's pretty cool, man. Blades Brown.
I saw earlier in the week Neil Shipley was announced as well, who earlier this week he lives nearby, and he had the first ever TGL hole-in-one on Monday of this week.
Yeah.
It's a big week for Neil Shipley in this area. It's his first time in the tournament, right?
First time in the tournament, and then obviously with set in history at TGL, I mean, you couldn't ask for kind of better momentum right now. And then a lot of the guys that are in our event are playing in Pebble Beach right now. And they're going low on Pebble and Spyglass, which is kind of ironic to see. I think there's going to be a little bit of weather that hits the peninsula potentially over the weekend. So we may get some fun golf. But right now, they're tearing both those courses up.
We played a little Pebble Beach this morning, C-Katt, on the simulator.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We at the iconic 7th hole.
Yeah.
Well, think about now coming out to the Cognizant, presented by Travel Insured International.
Okay.
There's going to be a drive box.
Hey, now.
At the course, right on in between hole number 9 and hole number 10, right next to the Corona Oasis and our military outpost. Step in there, put your information in. You're going to be able to obviously play the holes for PGA National Resort and Spa.
Cool.
But you'll be able to play some other holes as well. So
it's pretty cool.
All about fan enhancements. We're trying to make things fun for everybody.
It sounds like a first as well at the Cognizant. I can't think of a time in the past where that's been an option, and I'm excited for it.
First for it.
Theo parred the 7th hole, the par 3.
You parred it.
Parred it.
Mm-hmm.
Parred it. Come on now.
That's not easy to do.
It was not. Now, did I do it on my 5th try? Sure.
Now,
but
I've played Pebble Beach twice.
Yeah.
Live. And the first time I bogeyed was over the back just a little bit and couldn't get up and down. The second time I parred it.
That was my issue. The first 3 times I played it, I just sent it right over. It's
tough not to.
Yeah.
I mean, you either got to try to stall something off, or you got to hit a very lofted club. Then you got to hope the wind's not in your face.
Right. And that was the problem. The wind was all in my face this morning on the simulator. So I just couldn't help but sell it. All right. Back to the business here. And again, thecognizantclassic.com to get your tickets to the Cognizant Classic and maybe try your hand at the golf simulators there between the 9th and 10th holes. Who missed the cut? Jason Kidd, Gary Payton, Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook. We're talking about legendary point guards, likely all future Hall of Famers, some of them already Hall of Famers. And this comes on the day that we learned Chris Paul is retiring from the game of basketball after 21 years. It is on me.
Yeah, back to you.
Back to me to cement the first guy into making it into the weekend. And woo! I hate that this one is on me first because I'm going to go with the guy who I feel the strongest about. If I were ranking the top point guards ever in the NBA, J. Kidd, Gary Payton, Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, I'm putting Chris Paul first out of these 4. I just am. And I know that it's going to – I know. I understand it's going to feel blasphemous. It's going to sound crazy. What Chris Paul was as a field general or floor general, if you will, in basketball, what he was as a stabilizing factor, what I remember from him from his peaks of elevating guys like David West and Tyson Chandler, doing the same with guys like Nene, doing the same with Clint Capella with the Rockets, doing the same with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and whoever the hell else was with him with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yep.
Throughout his career.
Well, he had Shai in L.A. too.
And in L.A.
Yeah.
Throughout his career, Chris Paul has been such a elevator and such a consistent force. And at 6 foot in a game in which we see point guards getting up to 6'8" or so, 250, he still held his own for such a long time. That guy's ability to score and pass at the highest level, I think is going to get undervalued because he never won a championship and also because he stayed a little bit too long. Chris Paul, first ballot Hall of Famer, and to me, he's a borderline top 5 point guard of all time.
I don't disagree with any of that. I think his stats and the impact that he had on each and every team that he played with up until the last couple years, you can see a noticeable difference.
Yeah.
My challenge to you in that regard, though, is 2 of those other guys on that list took multiple teams to a championship.
Yeah.
At least the finals,
made the
NBA finals,
yeah.
And 2 of them have won it.
Right. So GP made the finals with the Sonics.
Yep.
Lost to MJ.
And was Defensive Player of the Year that year.
Yeah. No, he was amazing. He carried that team.
Right.
His other 2 trips to the finals, though.
I take the 04 Lakers kind of experiment off the radar. Yeah. Look, he split time on the Heat with Jay Will, right? White Chocolate, and him kind of brought a little bit of that veteran leadership.
They were important to that 06
They were important to that team.
Yeah.
I think Chris Paul clearly makes the cut.
Okay, that's all
my umbrage is with the comment is he better than the other 2?
And all right, so and with Jason Kidd, to me, there is a conversation to be had there. But when you look at the numbers, Chris Paul has the edge. I will never forget. I can never shake my mind of watching the 08 playoff series, Mavericks versus Hornets, where Kidd was leading the Mavericks and Chris Paul was leading the Hornets. I believe the Hornets gentlemen swept them.
Yeah.
And I recall Chris Paul running up and down the court barking out that he can't hold me.
Yeah.
I just can't. I'm sorry, J. Kidd. I know you had a great career. I will never forget that moment in time. And Chris Paul, he did that in 08. And we're talking about a guy that in 2021 helped the Suns to the finals as well. That's 15 years after that. Chris Paul is great, man.
Well, so good. He makes the cut.
Okay,
I'll share one story with you. I was in an elevator with him in Charlotte one time, and he is – whatever they listed him at, he is not that.
He's not 6 foot.
He is not that.
He's listed at 6 foot. He's probably, 5'10"?
But the thing I loved about him, super, super thoughtful and respectful human being.
Yeah.
Killer on the court.
Killer
on the court.
Absolute dog.
So,
maniacal competitor.
Move him on.
Yeah.
He's in.
Chris Paul makes the cut.
Happy retirement.
We still have Russell Westbrook, Gary Payton, and Jason Kidd, and it is on to Utah.
So it's on to me. So candidly, I would tell you, Gary Payton was arguably one of my top 3 favorite basketball players of all time.
What was it about him?
The tenacity, and the other part of it was, look, super talented, didn't always look fluid, particularly at the offensive end.
Yeah.
So that was a little bit like my game. right? I could
relate
play
to that.
defense. I knew how to run an offense. I knew how to pass. But the offensive game was streaky at best. Now, his obviously astronomically better than mine. But I just love the intensity, and I love the mouth. I love the fact that he talked a lot of the you-know-what each and every game, and he didn't back down from anybody. Now, having said that, I'm going Jason Kidd.
Wow.
I'm going Jason Kidd for the fact of, again, both of them grew up in the same area there in the Bay Area, right? So, but the way that he kind of changed basketball when he came into Cal as a freshman and the run that he went on, and I think they ended up beating Duke that year.
Final 14?
And then they I don't know if they made it to the Final Four, but they made it to at least to the Elite Eight. Yeah. But then that carries over into the NBA, right? And you have what goes on in Dallas with Miss Tony Braxton amongst the boys. But to be involved in that, great.
Right. Yeah, that's great.
You've hit a different level when she was causing trouble in the locker room. But then he goes off to Phoenix, makes an impact there, and then goes on to the Nets and really runs shop as what does it mean to be a true point guard in the NBA during that time. So again, I don't have all the stat lines in front of me. I'm just saying from the impact of from college all the way through to the end, and obviously he got a chip later in his career, and now having I'd say pretty decent success on the coaching front.
Yeah,
he's a mind and a talent that impacted the game.
Great basketball mind, Jason Kidd is. And also, remember when he spilled the water on the floor? Good on basketball purpose. IQ there with the Nets.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he's a Brooklyn Nets fan.
Yes Network. Got to watch all those games.
Yeah, there you go. So
J-Kid's good.
I'm very happy that you guys made those arguments for those guys because I'm not coming into this edition of Who Missed the Cut arguing for anybody. I'm only arguing against one man and one man alone.
I think I know.
There's no way it's Gary Payton.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, he cut me off in traffic. No, it's Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
I feel like the term stat padding was invented during his 2016-2017 MVP campaign, where the only reason he got that award was because he filled up a couple of stats to where they had double digits instead of single digits, talking about averaging a triple-double and having the most triple-doubles in the history of one NBA season. That's the only reason that he has been included in this group of four good men. Russell Westbrook does not belong on this list, and he rightfully should miss the cut.
So I agree. I agree, but the fact to me is he is one of the most energetic players you would love to play on his team. You just have to understand that it's going to be his team and he's going to have the ball the majority of the time.
For better or worse.
For better or worse.
Yeah, if there's a free throw off the back iron, you got to get out of the way so we can fill up his rebound numbers. That's what they knew what to do in Oklahoma City.
In Oklahoma City.
And now it's food off my table.
It was a narrative. It was pushing a narrative because they were mad at KD.
Correct. But the other takeaway that I've gotten in this scenario as a point guard, and again, this may be I may be showing my age here with this statement, but to me, the point guard's supposed to make everybody else better.
Yeah.
Right? And even in today's game, like we don't have traditional point guards, but the guy that has the ball in his hands more times than not, it's got to make everybody else around them better. I'm not sure that he did that in Oklahoma City. I think he made himself better at the sake of the rest of the team. So to me, it's like I could get behind Russell Westbrook not making the cut. Great talent, going to go into the Hall of Fame, MVP, all the above, but he didn't make the teams that he was on significantly better.
Quick exercise. Can you guys combined come up with every team that Russell Westbrook played for?
I'll try. I had his basketball pro reference look, so I don't want to cheat. So Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yep.
And then Houston Rockets.
Yep.
Was that the very next team?
I think it was.
Thunder, Rockets. Oh, that gets
Washington.
really murky. Oh, the Washington Wizards.
Had a good year with them.
He had a great year with Washington.
Did he go somewhere before he went to the Clippers from the Wizards? Or was it
Lakers?
Oh, my. I forgot about the
He went from the Lakers
years.
to the Clippers.
Yes.
So there's 5
Lakers,
teams.
Clippers.
How many total teams is it?
You are missing 2 teams.
So Sacramento.
Kings, he didn't really play. Did he play at all for them?
Yeah, he's got some minutes logged.
Some minutes. And then there's we are missing
one. Did he do another West Coast swing?
Denver.
Yeah.
Denver.
Wow. We got him all.
Which again, he
Pretty good.
played great with Jokic.
He did.
Yeah.
And Jokic liked him.
He was
He's an
anecdotal.
energy guy.
But you couldn't have him in there in the fourth quarter.
No.
Couldn't shoot.
And that's the thing. He just was a very limited basketball player. And I will say this about Russell Westbrook, too. The biggest flaw in his game that I think doesn't get criticized enough, and I think if he did it well, we would think about him more highly. He should have been a much more tenacious defender.
I agree.
He came into the league out of
football
UCLA
player.
as a guy who was thought of as a plus defender.
Yes.
And he forgot a lot of times it was lackadaisical on the other side of the court.
I couldn't agree with you more.
No
I couldn't
excuses.
agree with you more.
He had no excuses to not be a great defender.
Well, he's 6'5", long arms, high energy.
Best athlete on the court.
A Tasmanian devil.
Yes.
Like, he could have been a pest. There's no reason why Pat Bev should be better than Russell Westbrook at defense.
I agree.
So
that's I mean, look, if Pat Bev could average 27 or 37 in Chicago,
right,
and then change his entire game to make a career of being a defensive guy, why can't the best athlete on the court?
Nice. And look at these other three guys on this list. Who missed the cut? Jason Kidd, all defense guy.
Yep.
Gary Payton, one of the greatest defenders of all time. Chris Paul, I believe nine-time all defense.
Yep.
Russell Westbrook never made that list.
Nope.
Russell Westbrook, sorry to tell you, but
that may have been the easiest one we've had, fellas.
right, that's crazy too, because
hard list, but easy outcome.
He won an MVP, but Russell Westbrook, you missed the cut.
Oh, my goodness. This is not good. It's beyond hard to watch.
Did Gary Payton win an MVP?
Defensive Player of the Year.
DPOY. So he's the only guy on this list to win an MVP, but misses the cut there. Not the most valuable point guard in our minds. Todd, I appreciate you pulling up on us. Good luck to the Jupiter Warriors this weekend at home in the regional playoffs.
Well, I get to see you twice next week.
Yes.
Or a panel together where he's moderating.
Oh, yeah.
So funnel me those questions early.
Yeah, I was about to say, look, I just got an email about that. They were like, can we get those questions over? So, yes. So maybe that was Todd's
funnel those
office.
questions over to me early so I
Yeah.
could get my answers correct. And then we'll be back here again on Friday.
Right back at it for Who Missed the Cut.
And next week is the cutoff for the field. So right after we get off air, about an hour after we get off air next week, the field will be set.
Ooh, Todd, we need you to make a dramatic Adam Schefter has to walk off the set to make a phone call situation. We need one of those.
Well, now I can't do it.
Oh.
You know what? New listeners every moment. So they'll never remember this.
So looking forward to next week, man.
Yes. TheCognizantClassic.com. Get your tickets today. By next week, it might be too late. That is our guy, Todd Fleming. That is C-Katt. We are, theoretically speaking, in the happy hour on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Kaiser University's flagship campus, the 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach, extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees within the heart of South Florida. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 27 national championships, including their third championship in women's soccer. Visit KUCHawks.com for the latest on the championship athletic programs at Kaiser University.
What would you do with an extra $700? You can earn up to $700 per year with Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Boost Checking pays 7.0 annual percentage yield on balances up to $10,000. That's up to $700 extra to do what you love. Boost Checking from Flagler Credit Union. Requirements apply to earn the highest dividend rates. Limit one checking account per membership. Dividend rates and annual percentage yield subject to change. Business accounts do not qualify. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
The James Hardy Pro Football Hall of Fame Invitational returns March 6th through the 8th at the iconic Old Course at Broken Sound in Boca Raton. Watch NFL greats like Calvin Johnson, Lawrence Taylor, and returning champion Tim Brown compete with PGA Champions Tour stars including Ernie Els, Darren Clark, and two-time major champion Zach Johnson, who's making his PGA Champions Tour debut. Tickets start at just $36. Get yours now at JamesHardyInvitational.com. This is more than a tournament, it's the home of legends.
Hi, this is Scott Smith with Smith Ball Baez and Prather, Florida Injury Lawyers. We are a Florida civil trial law firm that specializes in the areas of personal injury and wrongful death. Our offices are located in Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie. Our lawyers have litigated thousands of matters at the Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County courthouses. Our lawyers, paralegals, and other numerous members of our legal team live in Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast cities and towns such as West Palm Beach, Port St. Lucie, Lake Worth, Palm Beach Gardens, Palm City, Jupiter, and others just like you and your families. We are a statewide recognized law firm, but it is your community and your families that we live and associate with on a daily basis. Our most satisfying achievement is when we know that our legal power has helped a fellow member of our Palm Beach County and Treasure Coast community secure a fair and just huge result. If you've been injured, the lawyers at Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather will help. Call us at 500-HELP, 500-HELP. With Smith, Ball, Baez, and Prather, help is just a local phone call away. Offices Palm Beach Gardens, Boca Raton, and Port St. Lucie.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764. Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Hey, it's Tina. Okay, let's be real. When you need tires or a battery, you want someone you can actually trust, right? That's why I go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire. They've been keeping South Florida moving for over 50 years, and they're still family-owned. They've got all the big tire brands, plus batteries for pretty much everything. Their best price out-the-door guarantee means you know you're getting the best deal. So next time your car needs something, don't stress. Just go to St. Lucie Battery and Tire, slbt.com. Trust me, they've got you covered.
Love is in the air this Valentine's Day, and this gift lasts longer than roses. A free water test from Culligan. Culligan's advanced filtration and softening systems reduce harsh chemicals, giving you cleaner, safer, better tasting water. Come on now. Give your home some love. Schedule your free water test at Culligan.com. Serving all of South Florida. Culligan Water. Water you love.
Hey, Culligan man.
The countdown is on to Palm Beach's PGA Tour event. The Cognizant Classic in the Palm Beaches returns to PGA National Resort and Spa to kick off the Florida Swing February 25th through March 1st. Secure your spot to watch the pros take on one of golf's toughest stretches of holes at the iconic Bear Trap, while enjoying plenty of fan activities, local bites, drinks, and more. Tickets are on sale now at thecognizantclassic.com. Don't forget, 2 kids get in free with each ticketed adult.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
I'm not over-exaggerating when I say I just do not see a home for Tua Tagovailoa next year in the National Football League. It at this point, it's starting to feel more like a reality that we are gearing up and getting closer and closer to than some kind of hot take. He's owed a lot of money from the Dolphins. They clearly are not committed to him. But I couldn't see another team taking a chance on him at quarterback. He's too unique. We're going to get into some of that. But I do think that with Tua, he even said it'd be dope to get a new start somewhere else. He's ready to go. He's ready to move on. I don't think that another team is ready to pick him up.
Hey, Culligan man!
I'm ready for you to pick up Culligan. My buddy Devontae, he told me he's out in Georgia. He listens to the show. He heard about the wonders that Culligan Water has done for my house, and he scheduled his free water test to have them come over, check out the water system there, see what kind of pollutants, see what kind of pharmaceuticals, what things were infiltrating his water system, impacting his family. I mean, not only does he have his wife there, he's got a couple of kids. And he wants to make sure that what goes into their bodies and his body is healthy and good for them. That's where Culligan Water comes in. Looking forward to hearing the good news from his free water test. Looking forward to hearing the good news of all of you that decide to pick up that phone. Go online, Culligan.com, schedule your free water test. Do it for yourself. Do it for the family. Do it for the environment. It is a good thing, and it can get you right like I am. I got a water softener and a reverse osmosis system. Right now, they're offering 12 months interest-free. I would get in on that action. Culligan.com. Schedule your free water test today. Be like me. Be like Devontae. Get it right, especially in the new year as you try to prioritize your health, your wellness, and the environment. C-Katt, man, we've seen enough examples of Tua Tagovailoa as a starting quarterback in the National Football League at this point to at least say that we know what he is, right? Like, we have a good picture of what Tua can be at quarterback. Multiple coaches, multiple different weapons, offensive systems.
Same organization.
Okay.
What we know what Tua can be with the Miami Dolphins.
Okay.
That's what I would say. I just have learned too much in the past 3 years, and maybe the pendulum has swung too far, that I'm not willing to say goodbye to quarterbacks that do not perform with the team that drafts them.
Okay. Well, it sounds like, based on a fan-only event that the Miami Dolphins held this week, no media allowed, just the fans and general manager John Eric Sullivan and head coach Jeff Hafley on the stage as they address questions. It sounds like the Dolphins have seen enough to say that he is likely not in their future plans. Take a listen to this. This is going to be John Eric Sullivan, former Packers front office member, current GM of the Dolphins, hired this offseason. Here he is addressing a question about the future of the Miami Dolphins at the quarterback position, and take a listen to how the fans react to a potential shakeup.
And of course, you know what the first one is: the quarterback situation. And what do you perceive going forward with Tua? And will you be looking at other quarterbacks in the draft?
Excuse me. Of course, we'll be looking at other quarterbacks in this draft.
All right, cut it right there. Cut it right there. This is via 305 Sports Bay on X. So shout out to her for getting this video. No media allowed. So we wouldn't be able to talk about this if she had not captured it and posted it. Hope that doesn't bar her from future fan-only events. What I will say is, these are fans of the Dolphins who are also probably well-inclined football fans that know how decrepit this quarterback class is in this draft, that are applauding the general manager saying we'll be looking to the NFL draft to add quarterback competition. And it has nothing to do with the players that are available in the draft and everything to do with the 6 years that they've suffered through with Tua Tagovailoa. That's sad.
Yeah, it's sad. Get ready to learn Carson Beck, Miami Dolphins fans.
goodness.
He's at home. He's already got a lease here. He's familiar with the confines at Hard Rock Stadium.
What's crazy is I wouldn't be mad at it. Like, if you get Carson Beck in the 6th round, it's good value.
Sure.
If you can draft well in the first 5 rounds, pick up Carson Beck, and I'm not saying trot him out there to start, but at least put him into your offseason camp to be in a competition, I wouldn't be mad at that move, because anything right now feels better than what Tua has provided to this organization. I mean, 2023 was the high water mark, 4,600 passing yards, led the league. The Dolphins had the number 1 offense in the league. The Dolphins were breaking records. They dropped 70 on the Broncos. They were playing Madden at certain points. But the 2 years since then have been bad. B-A-D, bad. A lot of turnovers, whole lot of losses, not enough production. And the Dolphins have to move on, but the issue is they gave him that extension, and it has them in quarterback hell right now. The Dolphins have 2 options. They cut Tua, or they trade to, or excuse me, excuse me. The Dolphins think they have 3 options right now, C-Katt. They think they can cut Tua and suffer the cap hit, trade Tua and suffer less of the cap hit and maybe get some compensation back for him, or keep him and let him play out the year either in a competition or as your starting quarterback. I don't think they have 3 options. I think they got 2. I don't think there is a world in which they can trade Tua Tagovailoa to another football team in this league, in the National Football League, and get any compensation back. If anything, a team would likely take on a draft pick to take Tua's contract. That's how dire the situation has got for the Miami Dolphins.
And if you are looking to trade Tua Tagovailoa, what are you willing to offer with Tua in order to get rid of Tua?
So here's what I would say. I don't know all of the intricacies of the salary cap and how this thing could work. I know if they cut Tua or traded him and did not get any help with his contract, they can suffer up to a $99 million cap hit in dead cap money. That is going to wreck your football team over the next 2 years. If there was a way to trade Tua to a team and he be cleared off your books, they take on all of the money, I would trade away to this year's first-round pick for that. I would trade away the number 11 overall pick in this NFL draft with Tua to be scotch-free at quarterback and allow John Eric Sullivan, the GM, and Jeff Hafley to build this thing from the studs and have no lingering dead cap penalties or Tua in your locker room hovering over you. And most importantly, you can't screw up the number 11 pick if you trade it away. Like, I would sign up for that immediately.
Yeah, you are two guys coming from the Packers that have a foundation that is rock solid, poured concrete. It is reinforced with steel, going to the Dolphins where it's anything but.
And the Dolphins are not foreign to losing first-round picks. Look at what happened with the whole Stephen Ross scandal. Right? You lost one just because you were flirting with Tom Brady. You could trade one away to get off of this Tua contract. We're going to give you the other part of what John Eric Sullivan said about Tua on the other side here, but I do want to tell you about some great golf in the air, C-Katt.
Yeah, TGLGolf.com. You've heard about it on ESPN. You've watched it on ESPN, and you knew it's kind of like around here, Palm Beach State College. I know they have a campus in Lake Worth. Right, no, it's in Palm Beach Gardens. Yeah. It is where the SoFi Center is, and it is a site you have to see to believe. TGL stands for Tomorrow's Golf League. It truly is walking into the SoFi Center and transporting in time to the future, to the year 2095. Like, it is futuristic. It's awesome. It's rowdy. It's golf unlike anything you've ever seen before in a good way. It's in prime time. They got double headers next week on Monday and Tuesday.
Hey.
So you got to watch that there. But TGLGolf.com, that's how you actually buy tickets to go to it. There's a hole-in-one on Monday. Neil Shipley let that golf world on fire with that par 3 hole-in-one. Don't miss out. You got to be there. TGLGolf.com to get your tickets now.
More Theoretically Speaking on the other side. That's C-Katt. I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli. And
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Manzo's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Manzo's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, we have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2026 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2026 Defender 110 P300S for just $899 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
This Valentine's Day, give the one you love a gift with endless possibilities. Give a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach. Breakers gift cards let you treat the one who matters most to the things they love the most, like irresistible oceanfront getaways, lessons at the Breakers' new golf and racket club, pampering at the exquisite spa, and shopping at the resort's stylish collection of on- and off-site boutiques. Gift cards may also be used for dining at the Breakers' renowned restaurants and bars, including Echo, Henry's Palm Beach, HMF, and Flagler's Steakhouse. What's even better, for a limited time, when you purchase a $500 gift card online at thebreakers.com, you'll receive an additional $50 on that card, compliments of the Breakers. This Valentine's Day, give the one you love a gift card to the Breakers Palm Beach and remind them why they fell in love with you in the first place. Visit thebreakers.com today.
Hey, y'all get some more drinks going on. I sound a whole lot better.
The prevailing theme in league circles is that new GM John Eric Sullivan loves draft picks, comes from the Green Bay Packers tree, who's going to try to do whatever he can to get some more picks, and that includes trading two or maybe even some other pieces. So could be on the move.
That's Jeremy Fowler on Get Up on ESPN talking about how John Eric Sullivan loves draft picks and is going to look to do anything to acquire them, including trading Tua Tagovailoa. I don't know if that's going to be how that works, buddy. The Dolphins are trying to float everything out there to let the good people know, hey, Tua is available and we want draft picks. If you want more draft picks, you're going to have to trade down from 11. That's going to be the way in which you get more draft picks. You trade down from 11, you acquire multiple draft picks. I don't know if Tua gets you anything. Like, who's selling themselves on Tua today?
No, you have to take on Tua. You don't get Tua.
You don't. I just don't. And if they can, that is going to be a powerful first move by this Dolphins front office, and I hope they do. I just don't see it happening. Russo and Rizzo is next. Go in love, go in peace, go enjoy.
Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, and I'm here to talk about printing. Banyan Printing and Signs is ESPN West Palm's official print partner, and they are nothing short of amazing. Their